It's so hot today. Oh, look at my spoon is much too big. My spoon is much too big for me. Big spoon like this. Thank you so much for coming to visit me today. Thank you so much for coming to visit me today. All of my beautiful grandchildren are here, forcing it up. Riot Andromeda. A girl. It's a pity we couldn't come up with another name for you other than a girl, but, you know, we were less creative back then. I saw a very nice movie where a lady did this. Oh, a girl reminds me of the time when I was living in Italy. Of the time when I was living in Italy, and I often think back on the old country. And I say, I like to say, I'm so sorry, dearies. Sometimes when I think of my time in Italy, I can't help but go back into those memories, those wonderful Italian nights that I had with all those lovers. Oh, there were so many memories. Mamma Mia was written about me, It's true. You thought it was about ABBA, but it was actually about me. It's true. Anyway, would you like Werther's original? Would you like a Werther's original? They're quite good. You could always use them. You're so skinny. You're all skin and bones. You need to eat something. You should eat something once in a while, or you're gonna fade away into nothing. We can't have that. Let's just unwrap this little treat for you. I got a little something for you right here. A little bit of that's so lovely. That's good. Fatten you up a bit, and that's good. That's exactly what I should be doing to you. I might have one myself. The doctor says that I should avoid any kind of sweets or any kind of fats or any kind of carbo something. I don't know what they say. The doctors they say that I should avoid food altogether. But that's okay. I only eat 1 calorie a day anyway, so I can have one of these. Sure, I'm pretty sure. feels an aching in our bones, and I think that means that the thunderstorm is coming. There's a storm a brewing. Can you hear it? Can you hear that? My bones never lie. My bones. Oh, I think that's it right there. Do you hear it? Do you hear it? Wow. Oh, Grandma's arthritis is acting up again. Grandma's going to need to get a couple extra layers. Have I shown you Grandma's beautiful pearls? Oh my. When you get to the creamy center in the Werther's originals, it gives me a pleasure I haven't felt since 1983. Oh, grandson J-Rod. There's so much I haven't told you. There's so much I've never told you about grandson J-Rod. Grandma could just suck on these things forever. Grandma could just suck on these things for hours. Oftentimes I do. I don't have a lot of activities to do here. In the bedroom from Goodnight Moon. Grandma's quite thirsty. I could have a little sip of my tea. How are all of you doing, my beautiful grandchildren? How are all of you doing, my beautiful grandchildren? Have I told you? Have I ever told you how proud I am? How proud I am of all of you. Grandson Alpha made a door lock out of a fork. Oh, you've always been so creative. You've always been so creative, grandson Alpha. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful boy. Such a wonderful, nice boy. I'm so proud of all of you, all of my grandchildren. You're all such beautiful, wonderful people. You've grown up to be such magnificent adults. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Grandma loves you so much. Grandma loves you very much. Grandma loves all of you very, very much. Grandma wants you to know that no matter what, I always love all of you. I'll always love all of you. Oh, grandson J-Rod has an appointment at the chiropractor. The chiropractor. Wow, that's so nice. That's so nice. That's so nice of you, J-Rod. That's so nice. I'm so glad you have an appointment tomorrow. You're so strong to have an appointment tomorrow. Grandma forgets what she's talking about sometimes. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. That's just a little bit of the dementia. It's just a little bit of the dementia. It's okay. It's okay. It is after dark anyway. It is after dark. Grandma needs another shot in her. I mean, tea. Another shot of tea. Grandma needs another shot of tea. That's what I said. I'm so happy that all of you are here. It makes me feel so warm inside to see all of you. The tea is it's Grandma's special juice. That's Grandma's special juice. I would give it to you, but Grandma's special juice. It's only for her. The doctor says that I need to take this. Grandma's using her big spoon. Her big spoon. It's actually a regular size spoon. I've grown very small. This is a regular size spoon. It happens when you get old like me. You become very, very small. Very small. You get smaller and smaller with every day. Nonna is very small. Nonna is so small. Just a tiny little baby. Oh, you have to leave, granddaughter Riot. Okay, granddaughter Riot. I'll see you later. I hope to see you someday before I'm dead. Just a little joke. Good night, granddaughter Riot. since the last time I saw you, when you were just this big, when you were all just this big. Was that the last time? I guess if there was, grandma's memories and what it used to be, but if that was the last time I saw you, you should really call your grandma every once in a while. I mean, it wouldn't kill you, would it? It wouldn't kill you to call me once in a while, right? I mean, I am getting older. I'm sorry, I shouldn't get into it. I promised your mother we'd have a nice day today. I promised her we'd have a nice day today. Oh, you've been doing laundry. That's so responsible of you. I'm so happy that you've been able to keep up with your responsibilities. I know that when I felt depressed, I've always been having trouble doing some things like laundry. I always had trouble doing things like that. That's good. You set a day. You set a day for the laundry and you do the laundry on that day. That's so good. That's so smart. You should feel proud of yourself for doing the laundry and making dice. That's a lot. You've done a lot today. You should be proud. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Vauxhall. I'm so proud of you for doing that. And to J-Rod, I'm so sorry that your other grandma can be such a bitch. I'm sorry, B-I-T-C-H. I can't say these words. I can't say this. Listen. Your grandma, your Nona would never call you for money for her ketamine addiction. Your grandma would never do that to you. Your grandma loves you. Shuffleboarding. That's another thing grandma loves is shuffleboarding. 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 I love shuffling that board around. I love to shuffle that board. Sometimes I'll go and do it when there's no one even to play with. I'll just shuffle around right there. I don't need even a puck or a ball or whatever it is we use for shuffleboard. I just shuffle around there with my feet and like I'm one of the disco dancers. Like I used to be back in the day. Back in the day when I used to be a disco dancer, You've seen the pictures, right? Oh, that's right. That's right. Your mother made sure I could never show those to you. She burned them when I brought them over the house. I remember that very well. That's a shame. Oh, you love how my house smells like cedar chips and mothballs. Well, you see, I actually have a little bottle of perfume that I spray. And I'll spray that around. And it'll make everything smell like mothballs. And cedar chips. And I'll spray that around. And I can spray it on you. So now you can smell like your favorite scent of mothballs and cedar chips. And now you can smell just like it. You can smell just like grandma. You didn't know moths had balls? Well, quite a lot of things have balls when you don't expect them to. It's just part of life. That's just part of life, and you'll learn this as you grow up. As you grow up and you become an adult. I say roll with it. Just roll with it. Sometimes it's okay. Grandma's learned a good many things in her days. Back. had to find out this way. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You'll be okay without Grandpa. You'll be okay without Grandpa. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes these things happen. These things happen sometimes. It's okay. 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 It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not feeling sad. I'm not feeling sad. You know, I've always had lots of friends. Lots of friends to keep me company. You know, lots of friends. And a lot of company. A lot of company. Oh, J-Rod, you're falling asleep. Oh, that's so lovely. I hope to see you soon. I hope to see you soon. Grandma hopes to see you very soon, J-Rod. Good night. Good night. Good night. No. Nani. That's the. I used to put you on my knee and I used to sing that little song to you. Nani. Do you remember that? Do you remember that, grandchildren? Probably not. It was before you could retain memories, according to science. According to science, you can retain memories until you're 4. But I like to think you can remember that. I like to think you can remember that. All these dentures. It's so hard to afford the new pair on my fixed income, you know. Oh, that's fine, granddaughter Scarlet. That's fine. I hope to see you later. I hope to see you later. I wish you a good night, granddaughter Scarlet. I wish you a good night. If you wish to get rid of Grandma, Grandma can go away. Grandma can go away. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden to my children. I didn't know that about you, Scarlet. I didn't know that about you. Now I know that about you. Okay. You know, I've heard that some people don't like. I heard that some people don't like the sounds that come out of mouths. I've heard that about people. Oh, I wonder why my spoon is so big. What is this kind of spoon good for even? Why would I own this? I don't remember buying it. It's just there. This comically oversized spoon that I have. I wonder, can Grandma even fit this into her mouth, her tiny little grandma mouth? I guess so. I guess Grandma has a pretty big mouth. I have been told that before. I have been told that many times before. Oh, Alpha can get me a new pair of dentures. Thank you so much, Alpha. Thank you so much. Grandma really appreciates that. I really do a number on them because of all the uppers they keep me on. You know how it is when you get to be my age. white lady like I am, and you're an old white lady like I am, the police officers will look the other way in a lot of instances, and you can get away with things like some minor shoplifting, and you can drive backwards on roads. They'll even let you drive at the stage, can you believe it? And so then we started with those little kind of small crimes like that. And then, after a little while it wasn't enough, we had to get our thrills from somewhere else. So then, we had a lot of different ideas. We thought about, murder, we thought about embezzling, and it's really hard to decide sometimes, We couldn't come to an agreement, me and the gals. We always loved to go on these little adventures, these fun little adventures where we do a lot of fun things like that. But eventually we all decided that the best way so much going on back then. I couldn't begin to tell you, I couldn't begin to guess. It's better if you just think about Grandpa. It's better if you just think about Grandpa as your grandpa. You know, that's the agreed upon solution. It's okay. It's okay. Grandpa didn't mind. Grandpa didn't mind all the lovers. When I took all the lovers, in fact, he liked it. He liked it, Grandpa. I mean, it was the only thing that could satisfy him, really. You know, sometimes that's how people are. Sometimes that's just how people are. I have another nice Werther's original. Hello, grandchild Elmer Poachin. Oh, grandson, big man wants cookies, but I only have the Werther's originals. I hope you can accept them. I find Werther's originals candy, Werther's original candy. You have a Werther's originals at home. That's very good. That's very good. You've done as I told you. Well, the code states that you must always have one Werther's originals within reach, at least. nearing the end of our life to make us comfortable before we go. Time for a little bit more of Grandma's special juice. Grandma's special juice here. A little bit more of Grandma's special juice. Oh, my tea is still so hot. To stir it. Got to stir my tea. Got to stir my tea like in the movie. Was I alive during World War I? I don't know. I don't know, Alpha. I don't know if I was alive during World War I. Maybe you could tell me. Was there any record of a man named Franz Ferdinand? Was there any record of a man named Franz Ferdinand in that battle? If so, then there's a good chance that I was there. I remember him well. I remember him well. Have I told you how proud I am of you? Have I told you? Oh, I told you. Oh, okay. But I am proud of you. I just want you to know that I'm proud of you. Sometimes I forget if I told you or not, but I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of you and I love you. I love you so much, my little grandchildren. My grandchildren, I love you so much and I'm so grateful that you're here. That you're here with me. I'm so glad that you would take time out of your busy schedule to visit little old Grandma. Visit old Grandma. I hope everything's going all right. Going all right with you. You know that Grandma's always proud of you, right? Grandma's always proud of you. Grandma always thinks that you're my special little grandchild. Okay, Grandma. Okay. Grandma says that you can make some tea. You can make some tea to share. To drink with me. Sorry, maybe I've been hitting the Grandma juice a little too hard today. Hitting the Grandma juice a little too hard today. insisted on putting in front of Grandma. But I have beautiful pearls today. A beautiful pearl necklace. One of my favorites to wear. One of my favorites to wear, in fact. I put it on special for my grandchildren, because I know that they like to hear the little jingly jangly sounds. Well, you know, some people have said that Grandma has outstayed her welcome in this world, but you know, when you get to be my age, you always make a few enemies. You know, I try to let all that slide, you know. I like to show grace, right? And be at peace, you know. I can't let it, you know, just because some people get upset. Just because some people get upset at my continued existence for however long I've been alive. I'm still kicking, you know. The cheese has not fallen all the way off of the cracker today. Is that a saying? Do people say that? The cheese is on the cracker. The cheese is on the cracker. Mostly. And you can eat the cheese, and you can have a little bite, and you'll say, oh, what a good snap this has. That's a good cracker. What was I talking about? Oh my. Oh yes. How long do people usually live? You know, it's hard to think back on those days. I have so many memories, you know. I've had a lot of relationships over those years too, you know. There was this man named George. He killed a lot of people. But, you know, I always say it, you know, if you're a good lover, it's hard to say no, you know. But he did get a lot of syphilis afterwards, so I'm glad that I got him there early, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anyway. He's supposedly a king. I don't know about that. But anyway. So is there anything that Grandma can do for you today? Oh, hello, demon love, my love, thank you so much for coming to visit Grandma today. Thank you so much, demon love, for coming to visit Grandma today, here in the Hell Zone. That's the name of the retirement home. It's normal. It's a normal name for a retirement home, I'm told. It has 2 entire stars on the Yelp rating system, and that's pretty good. I would think that I only have 0 stars. I don't have any stars. remember little Voxel. Little Voxel was always so cute. Always made sure to do all of the right things. She loved to watch cartoons. And she was so precious. I always knew that she would grow up and to be a big, strong, beautiful adult. One day, when she became a big bean, I know she would make everyone in her life proud of her. And it's so nice to see how many people love her, and to think that she's special. She just makes every room that she's in a little bit brighter. And that's all I could ever wish for in a granddaughter. If only my daughter was that great. Anyway, let's not ruin the moment by thinking about her. You know what I mean? My granddaughter Voxel has to be everyone's favorite person. And definitely my favorite grandchild, except for all the other grandchildren. Oh, you want to know if I'm really your mother? I wish I had a daughter that was as good as you are. I always wish that I had a daughter that was as wonderful and beautiful and kind as you are. And one who would actually get me a doctor who could tell me what's wrong. One who could actually get me a good doctor once in a while, or maybe call me or put me in a better home. I don't know what's going on with the mind of her. But anyway, not important. That's not important. That's not a song that I used to sing. It's not a song that I used to sing to you. But I do remember when I used to. Oh no. Grandma sometimes has a problem where the demons come at night. And they make me trace someone's name into the sky as a curse. They make me curse someone's name into the sky. I possess my body, and I implore you, child, that this happens to me, do not be too afraid. It's okay, it'll pass if this happens. You know, it happens to every grandma once in a while. Don't be concerned if I somehow transform and I don't become the grandma, you know, for a little while. I might so special and wonderful and loved. And I hope that you know that. I hope that you know that. You are loved so much. You are such a wonderful, beautiful child. You are such a wonderful, beautiful child with very nice hair. Maybe not on your head, but somewhere that hair is nice. I have to be, and it's because I'm talking to all my grandchildren. I have to try to be vague a little bit. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult when you talk about things and you're like, I've got to make sure that I'm thinking about all my grandchildren out there. Every single one of you. Because you're all special to me. All of you are very special and I love all of you. I love all of you grandchildren. You're all so wonderful and I know that you're gonna be great. You're gonna be great. You're gonna do excellent and you're going to make everyone happy. And you're gonna make yourself happy too. I hope that you do. As long as you do what makes you happy, you'll be happy. I know that. I know that about you. And you've always done that. You've always done what makes you happy. Foxley wanted to talk about the time that I stormed Normandy. Well, it was a difficult time, and I could hear the waves of the ocean lapping against the store. And as we approached the Normandy beach, wow, everything was just happening all at once. I could feel the camera, like the Paul Greengrass kind of shaky camera going around, and everything was shaking. There were bombs going everywhere, and lots of sand was being kicked up, and it was very, very cinematic, the whole thing. And I just ran in there, and I said, I don't care about all this, and I just ran on in, and I took my gun, and I shot some people in the face. I shot the people in the face, and then I said, you know what? I'm gonna shoot some more of these people in the face. And then I kept going, and then there was this other guy. He died, and it was pretty sad. It was pretty sad when that happened, but it's okay because I didn't die, and so I was happy about that. And then once we got past the beach part, then we went into another place. We went to another place, and I think I might just be thinking about the movie Saving Private Ryan. I might just be recalling the time that I watched the movie Saving Private Ryan. But either way, I'm pretty sure it either happened to me or I watched the movie. And either way, pretty good film. Was it about me? I'm not sure. I don't. It could be. You never know. If they did, I'm pretty upset because my name is not Ryan. That's not my name. I demand a check. I demand a royalty check right now. I'll wait for one of those commercials on the TV that tell me if I'm entitled to financial compensation. I'm always looking at those. I'm always calling up the lawyers on the TV when they say that I might be entitled to financial compensation. And I think it's just right. It's just right to do your duty like that, to do your civic duty like that. nice saucer. Am I showing you the nice saucer that I have for my tea? My tea saucer. It's such a nice little saucer that I have. Do you know what tea saucers are used for? Do you know what the point is? Well, what you would do is you would pour the tea. You would pour the tea into the saucer, and you would drink from it like you were a little cat. Like you were a little cat, you would go. And you would just drink the milk or the tea out of the little saucer like that. And that's the purpose of the saucer. I agree. British people are weird. They are very strange people. I just use it to catch the tea if it falls. I just use it as kind of like a little coaster with a bowl. And because it looks nice, and because it came with the teacup. Oh, hello, Loggy Logan. Hello, Loggy Logan. Hello, welcome. My young grandchild. My wonderful grandchild, Loggy Logan grandchild. I love sharing my little tea with you, my little tea saucer. Nonna loves to share these things with you. The good china. Yeah, I always say when my grandchildren come around, that's when I break out the good china. And that's when I finally take the little plastic covers off of all the furniture. Take the little plastic covers off the furniture. And I say, this is what I've been waiting for. This is the moment, and this is the moment that I've been keeping all of my furniture with the plastic on it. I've just been waiting for this moment. And now it's arrived. Because you're here. I know that it's worth it. I just want you to know, grandchildren, that I live every waking moment waiting for you to arrive. Every single moment I'm thinking about when you're going to call. I'm always thinking about you, and I'm always loving every moment when I finally hear from you. So if you ever feel like nobody's thinking about you, Grandma is. Grandma's thinking about you. Oh, your other grandmother used to make you ramen and tea. That's so lovely. I love ramen and tea. Here, let me give you a little bit. Can I give you a little sip of the tea that I made? Can I give you a little sip of the tea that I made? And you can have a little sip. Here you go. I'm going to just give that right to you. And give that right to you. And gonna... Oh, and your grandma would say that nice little nursery rhyme. I know that one. I love you, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. I love you, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. That's such a good song. That was all the rage. Back before you kids and your Pandoras and your Spotifys and your Facebook spaces. When we only had vinyls, when all we had was vinyls, I would always listen to that. So thank you so much for joining me, Logie Look. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Retirement Center, Hillzone.club. But when we only had the vinyls, the records, I would always listen to that song. bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. And it was such a nice little tune. It was such a nice little tune. I'm always such a big fan of those oldies. Of those oldies. Things that I used to enjoy from my childhood, you know. Contemporary musicians, you know, that's what we all love when we think of something that we used to listen to when we were young. It's always the best music, you know. That's why I'm always thinking about that Mozart. He had such good music back when I was young. All that Mozart. He really knew how to do a tune. Not like the people these days. Imagine Dragons. I don't imagine they could do anything like Mozart could. 1940s and 50s jazz music. Yeah, that's pretty good too. I always loved that jazz music. I think that those fellows were doing a great job. They were doing a great job with their music. I used to always listen to it, and you know, I learned a little something, and the jazz music is actually about the notes you're not playing. So sometimes I just won't listen to jazz music, and it'll be like I'm listening to them not playing all the notes. So in some ways, you're always listening to jazz. Have you ever thought about that? Sorry, Grandma's been doing a little bit of the what do they call it? The devil's lettuce. The devil's lettuce. They have it. Did you know you can get it delivered now? You can get it. The world is so amazing. The world is so amazing. I used to have to go to Woodstock. I used to have to go to Woodstock to get this stuff. But now I can just get it through the mail. You know, it's strange that they incarcerated so many black men in order to, you know, when they were just going to make it legal later, maybe they should just let those people out. Do I play any instruments? Well, that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. If I play any instruments, you know. I've been told that I'm quite an expert. You know, I've gone to a couple of, you know, I dabble. You know, I went to Juilliard, but who hasn't really? Who hasn't? I think my one true love will always be the violin. The violin. You know, I can always play that. No. I'm just kidding. That was terrible form. If you were watching that and you really knew how to play violin, you'd be like, that sucks actually. You know. Do you know how to play any instruments? What do you like to play? Do you like to play the piano maybe? Do you like to play the piano? Can you play any of Grandma's favorite tunes on your piano? I like to play a little bit for the choir. The choir at the... Well, I won't say where I go. I'm not going to say where I go and I play, but I do play, and they are grateful. Unlike your mother, they actually appreciate me for once, and so it's nice. Sorry. Sometimes your grandma just has to have some of that grandma juice straight from the tap. Oh, Logan, you can play a song by Beethoven. You can play a Beethoven on your piano. Wow, that's so lovely. I'm so proud of you, Logan. That's so wonderful. You're so talented to be able to play a song by Beethoven. Oh, and Foxel can play the piano too. Wow. Is that your best instrument, Foxel? Is that the best instrument that you can play? Even so, I'm proud of you. For a lot of people, I know this man named Dan. is a man named Dan from the Hell Zone, and he would always say that the piano was so challenging. He would say that those notes would fly by his face so fast he couldn't catch the keys fast enough to touch. They would just fly past him, and he couldn't understand what he would have to do with his fingers to touch the notes and make it into music. He was quite a strange little lad, that Dan from the Hell Zone. But he's dead now. I saw to that. Oh, you're good at the French horn. Oh, and guitar and bass guitar. Wow. Those are three very interesting instruments to be able to play. In fact, if you could play all three of them at once, I'd say that would be quite a feat indeed. But you make your grandma so proud. You make your grandma so proud when you can play all these instruments so well. I'm smiling down at you. Not from heaven. I'm on the third floor, so most of the time I'm smiling downwards because people are on ground level anyway. I remember a time when I saw a monkey. And this monkey was so precious. Monkey. And this wasn't one of those zoo monkeys, by the way. This was a real one. Not like those animatronics they use in the zoo. Believe me, I know about that. One day people will find out the truth, and then you'll all see that Grandma knows the truth of the zoo crisis, the sham of the zoos that they've been trying to drum up and show for people. I know the truth. Grandma knows the truth. Some people say that your grandma, maybe it's a little bit unbelievable that she was involved in so many of the world events that took place. That if you look at every picture of a historical event, you can see Grandma there in the background. Some people say that that's a little bit unbelievable, but I say sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. Sometimes the truth is a little bit stranger than fiction. They tried to fake it with Forrest Gump, but you could tell that that's fake. They did a very bad job photoshopping some of those in there. With Grandma, it's always the real deal. And that's why it looks authentic. Logan. I know you mean well, but Grandma would never be part of the British government. He would never be involved in that country anytime. This is Grandma. Grandma hates one thing in this world, and it is Britain. I'm just kidding. Britain's very lovely place. I knew the Queen. I knew the Queen when she was young. It was I, in fact, that first gave her a little pug. I am the first one who gave her a little pug. And I said, you treat this fellow well, because he is your true birth father. It's true, I came upon him sad in an alleyway, and he told me the he's like, I am the true king. And I said, wow, I thought you abdicated. But he abdicated. But everyone thought he died. But he didn't die. He just became a bug. Sorry, this is a little bit of my, that the sundown happening. The sundown is happening. Some of the details did get a little bit confused up there in the old noggin, but I promise you this story is at least 80% true. It's at least 80% true. Grandma needs another one of her Werther's originals to keep her mind steady. To keep her mind steady as the night goes on. Night goes on and the terrors begin to come. The terrors begin to come and threaten her sanity. nice stirred cup of tea. It's exactly what Grandma needs to keep the demons away. It's exactly what Grandma needs to keep the demons away, is a nice cup of tea. Just as long as I can get Grandma a sip before the demons come. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, the demons are coming. The demons are coming. And then, as I said, what was I talking about? I'm sorry, I got very confused for a moment. How long have you been sitting there, son? I'm sorry, sometimes Grandma falls asleep and loses control a little bit. But Grandma's awake now, you know, if Grandma doesn't get her 17 hours of sleep a day, sometimes things don't go all right. You might have to remind Grandma what we were talking about, but I'm sure you don't mind that, right? Oh, my dearie, dearie. Grandma loves you so much. Grandma loves you so much. Has Grandma told you that lately? Like I said, Grandma really sometimes forgets where she is sometimes. The doctors say this is completely normal, just part of getting older. But, you know, I think maybe it is something a little bit different. But, you know, hey, I'm not the doctor, right? Not the doctor, right? If only your mother would get us a better doctor. The tea always soothes my soul. I always feel my soul a little bit at ease when I have a drink of the tea, a drink of the old grandma juice. Sometimes that's the only thing that can help. That's the only thing that can help these days. Dentures. 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 I like it. Oh, thank you so much, granddaughter Voxel. Thank you so much, granddaughter Voxel. The bits really help. The bits really help Grandma, who lives on a fixed income. It's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You're just the most wonderful granddaughter. The most wonderful granddaughter there could be. The most wonderful granddaughter. The most wonderful granddaughter. I forgot to give you your birthday present. I forgot to give you your birthday present. I have to make sure that I give my special grandchild, the birthday gift. The birthday gift that I forgot. I have $5, a nice $5 bill. You can spend this anywhere you want. You can spend this $5 anywhere you want to. So here, I'm going to give you this $5 bill. You can spend this $5 at any store. At any store you want, and get yourself something nice because you deserve it. You deserve something nice. So spend this $5 on you, okay? Don't go and put this into your savings or anything like that. Spend this $5 on yourself because you deserve it. You've been working so hard. You deserve to spend this money on yourself. Okay, that's a little treat from Grandma, okay? You know how Grandma likes to give you little treats. Little treats like that. Oh. Thank you, Scarlett. Thank you, Scarlett. I should give you your birthday present too. You also would get to have this $5. This is a different $5 bill. This is a different $5 bill. You can have these different $5 to go spend anywhere that you like to. Because you have been working very hard. And I remember hearing about how difficult of a time you've been having at your work. And I want you to know that I've noticed how hard you've been working. And I'm very proud of you. I know it isn't easy. That's why I want you to spend those $5 updates that involve something called the weekend. You know, homophones, right? Homophones. Homophones. Such a good cup of tea, such a delicious good cup of tea is hard to come by. Such a good cup of tea is so hard to come by these days. That's why I'm always drinking my grandma juice. Good night, Fox. Good night. I've been so grateful for you coming by and sharing your life, keeping Grandma updated on what's been going on. I hope you have a wonderful night. Wonderful night, granddaughter. Take care now, and don't forget to call Grandma once in a while, okay? Sorry, that's a little selfish, but maybe I'll call you once I can figure out how to work this newfangled telephone device. Maybe you can help me set up the TV. Do you think one of you could help me set up the TV? You're so good with computers. You're also good with computers. I know that the kids your age are good with computers, but you're especially good with computers. I hope you can help me set up the TV one of these days. You know, I just don't know what to do. I love how the motion is so smooth. There's such a smooth motion on the television, and you know, it does make me nauseated, but I guess if that's what it's supposed to look like, I don't know. I just don't know what to do with all these newfangled things out there. And you're always so good at them. You're always so good at them. You're always so good at them. And that's one of the reasons I'm so proud of you. I'm always so proud of you because you're so good with this technology. You're so good with this technology that you have. In fact. Oh, where is it? Where is that remote? I was going to ask you how I could program this remote, how to work this remote, this fancy remote for the television. I don't even know where the dang blasted thing is, but I know that you would be so good at it. You would be so good at operating the remote. You would be able to operate that remote like a pro, like a professional remote operator. Is that a job? Is that a job that's out there? I think it should be, you know. I would just get a kick out of that. Now tell me, grandchild. Have you seen that new television show? The one with Richard and Mortimus. I believe it was called. There's the one he turns into a pickle. I get a kick out of that. When he becomes pickle. It's just the funniest thing in the world to grandmother. I love that pickled Richard. He's so beautiful. He's so wonderful. And I always love to just have a good laugh at the end of the day, thinking about the pickled Richard from the Richard and Mortimus television program. Oh, okay. I think grandma might have maybe some indigestion or something, but grandma doesn't feel so well. Grandma feels like maybe there's something wrong. Grandma feels like maybe something might be happening to her. Grandma feels maybe just a little bit strange. Maybe you could perhaps fetch the nurse. I'm going to try to have a little bit of my grandma juice to help steady the nerves. A little bit. Help steady the nerves a little bit. so happy to see you today. I'm so happy to see you here, my blessed grandchild. I think Grandma might just have a little bit, might have a little swig of, oh my, just have a little bit of there. Well, Grandma, oh, drinking straight from the tap. Grandma has to remember she isn't as young as she used to be. Anyway, we are just sitting here in the retirement center. You're with Grandpa, having a cup of tea with grandmother. And maybe having a couple of candies. A little Werther's original. And having some nice Werther's originals if you'd like. Here, you can have one. You can have one right here. I'll give it to you. There you go. Right there, a nice, delicious Werther's originals for you. Anyway, how have you been? How have you been, my child? My blessed child. Have you been well? How's everything been going in your life? Have you been having a good time? Have you been happy? Grandma wishes so much for you to be happy, and I worry about you every day. And I want to make sure that you're having a wonderful life and a wonderful time, and that you're safe and that you're happy. Grandma's always thinking about you. I remember when you were younger, and I remember reading you stories like the one behind me, like the Good Night Moon. And I could always read that story. The Good Night Moon story. I love that little story. I wonder if we could see that. How about I read that for you? How about I read a nice book, a nice little story? That seems like a nice grandma thing to have happen. Here we go. The story is Good Night Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. In the great green room, there was a telephone, a red balloon, and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs, and 2 little kittens, and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house, and a young mouse, and a comb, and a brush, and a bowl full of mush, and an quiet old lady who was whispering, "Hush!" That was me. I was the old lady. Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow, jumping over the moon. Good night, light, and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens, and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks, and good night, clocks. And good night, little house, and good night, mouse, and good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush, and good night, the old lady whispering, "Hush." That's still me. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. And then that's the story. You see, Grandma always used to read that to you because it was very short, and then Grandma could get, the HE double hockey sticks out of there, and go do Grandma things while you were off sleeping in your bed after your contractually obligated story was finished. And that was just such a good experience, I think. for so long. Grandma has been up for far too long, I think. I think Grandma could use some rest. Grandma could use some rest. Oh, grandson Aquadino. Hello, grandson Aquadino. Good night, good night. Go to sleep, 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 go to sleep. Now, Grandma might go to sleep as well. I've had quite a busy day today. Too much excitement. Probably too much sugar. The diabetes is gonna. I might just go into a coma in the morning. We'll see. Hopefully, Grandma's still alive. But in any case, Grandma will see you later. I'm going to come back, of course. I'll come back. But Grandma will see you later. Good night.